Hello, Wastelanders. It's Jewel Smith. Today, I am General of the Minutemen, and with me, as always, is my cuddle monkey, Hancock. We are going to give you a tour of Covenant today. This will be episode 11 of my Settlement Tour series. I'm starting here at Starlight Drive-In, which I did a tour of a few episodes back. But it is centrally located, and it sort of was my base of operations for, I'd say, maybe the first third or so of the game. So if you can see there, as I've done my settlement tour videos, I've been going from settlement to settlement in the order in which I unlocked them. So, you know, after a while I kind of had this little wheel you'll see here. I would send a lot of provisioners from Starlight, and then they would radiate outward. But anyway, I came all the way down here to Oberlin Station, and then I think my last settlement tour video was Hangman's Alley. And then I went to Diamond City, which I think Diamond City is like right in here somewhere. Oh, I guess I can show you. Let's see, yeah. Diamond City is right there. And then I was doing some main quest line stuff, and I hooked up with McCready over here in Good Neighbor. Now, I had run around with Hancock a little bit in the beginning of the game. I ran around with Preston first and Dogmeat, and I would kind of alternate between Preston and Dogmeat. I picked up Strong at one point. He didn't seem to like me very much. And I ran around with Hancock a little bit after I got to Good Neighbor and met him. But, I don't know. I was just trying out different companions. Who's that? Oh, it's a Minuteman. Right, because there is a checkpoint over here. Okay. And, you know, Hancock was cool and everything, but, you know, I was trying out different followers, different companions, so I started running around with McCready. And I ended up romancing McCready. And that's fine. In my headcanon, as far as the game goes, I married McCready. But things did not work out very well. I'm just gonna jog. It's not too far from Starlight Covenant. If you just, I'm following the street here. There's a few wild gourd blossoms. And then I ended up doing, I'd gotten to Diamond City, I had found Nick Valentine. I did run around with Nick Valentine for a little bit. Also here in the lake, see that crashed plane there? If I remember correctly, I found a suit of power armor under the water in there. So that might be something you'd want to check out. I have a Minuteman checkpoint over there that we just passed through because I've already finished the main questline stuff, and I did it with the help of the Minutemen, so... Oh, hey, Lucas.
Caps to be made protecting folk.
You know what? I'm going to stop and buy some stuff from you because I need some.
Got the best armor in these parts.
I'll take a look. Sure.
I desperately need some, I think he sells fiberglass. He does. I need some fiberglass and I need some steel. So, sorry, I'm going to take a little detour and do that for a minute. I might as well buy the ballistic fiber while I'm here, because I do a lot of ballistic weave. Alright, so I hooked up with McCready after getting to Diamond City, doing a bit with Nick Valentine, yada yada. I didn't rush through the main quest line. I wanted to take my time. And, oh, I'm right there. I'm getting lost. I wanted to take my time and work my way through the wasteland, through the game. I'm more into RP than just about anything else. I'm really into the whole role-playing aspect of it. Where am I here? Oh, I'm coming around behind it. I went the wrong way. Because I'm busy chatting away. And I got distracted by Lucas. So... I ended up doing the whole main quest line with McCready. I ran around with him and I did a bunch of his quests, and that's how I ended up out here. I stopped pursuing the main quest line, finding Sean, and I started helping McCready with his stuff. And I don't know if you've played the game or you've gotten to this point or you've messed around with McCready, you'll know that yeah, I think it's the MedTech Research Center you have to go to help him with one of his quests. So we ended up out here, and I figured, okay, I'll go ahead and unlock Covenant. and I'll unlock Taffington since we're right here. And so that's why you've got this little connection. And then, you know, I continued out and unlocked Green Top and the Slog while I was helping McCready with his quest. So that's why I unlocked these settlements next. And anyway, I ended up with McCready all the way through the main quest line. He was with me when I destroyed the Institute. He was with me during the battle at the castle. And all that. But then I changed my mind. There were some things about McCready I wasn't crazy about as far as role-playing. He just seemed like a very grumpy person who was constantly annoying me by bitching at me about everything I did. And you know what? I got tired of it. So I started running around with John, and that was that. So anyway, this is Covenant. You'll see the Minutemen flags. You'll see I only have 2 guards here because there's really not a lot of space. It's a very small settlement, and I'll do a little perimeter walk here. It's got these walls around it, which I wish you could build these walls in other settlements, but so far I don't think there's any way to do so. And it has this kind of weird border. I'll have to click on the workshop for a second. There's actually a teensy bit of space, and there are several things that can be scrapped out here outside the edges, if you didn't already know that. And there's these little areas back here where you can build things. Now, I could have built like little shanties or shacks, or what in the world is the hot plate doing out there? I'll stop it. It probably fell through the floor because it does that. I could have built little houses or something like that out here, but then it wouldn't feel as safe, I guess, protected. And again, like I said, very into the RP. So, but what I did is I built things up. Now you can build. I'll show you if you have the add-on for the boxcars, which looks like is at the Wasteland Workshop icon. I don't remember which workshop that comes with, but if you can build boxcars, they'll fit back here very nicely. Build the boxcars on stilts. They'll fit into this little area back here and will extend up above the wall. But I don't know. The boxcars didn't really look that nice. Now, why is this typewriter? God dang it. See, the stuff that's in there is falling through the floor. That's so maddening. Anything else that's fallen? Anyway, but I don't know. Covenant, I've kind of had this thing. My plan with Covenant was to keep it sort of nice and old world, pre-war.
Sunshine I can handle.
Right.
A bar around here somewhere.
Yes, clean and pretty. So I wanted to build a slightly nicer building than a boxcar, and that's what I did. There's also a little area back here where you can put a boxcar or some buildings. It's just wide enough to put like one row, but I haven't done anything here yet. Alright, so we have this wall and it has barbed wire, and there's a quest that happens here. For those of you who've already played it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't played it, there's already people living inside of Covenant when you get here, and there's a quest that is done. And it involves some people, and it involves another location across the lake over there. And I don't want to give away too many spoilers. But when I did the quest, I ended up killing everyone. So you have all these flaming places. See all the smoke coming up and the flames? Those were all destroyed turrets. And once you destroy them, at least on PS4, on console, there's no way to remove them from the game. And I tried to build new turrets in the same spots, but when I did that, the new turrets aggroed on me and started shooting at me, and I had to destroy them again. So there's some kind of weird programming thing there. And so I couldn't really do much with those destroyed turrets, and that's why you see all this smoke and fire around Covenant. But anyway, there's also this pile of dead people, which are all the people who lived here that I had to kill. and their bodies don't despawn, so I just had to pile them up somewhere they wouldn't be seen. So that's Covenant. Up here in the front, put in a guard post. You cannot scrap the original furniture. It stays there. Can't do anything with that. But I put in a little bed because, as you know, if you've seen my other videos, I like to do these little military cots for my Minutemen.
My day just got better.
Aww. And there's this little fire pit where the caravans, the trading caravans, will stop. So you don't actually have to build a trading caravan stop here, which in a lot of my settlements I do build the trading caravan stops, but you don't have to here. So here's Covenant. Most of these buildings were already here, and I just left them there. Didn't have to do much with that. The little garden was already in the corner. I put in several more plants. We'll look at the stats here. We have 14 people. I don't know if Deezer, the robot, counts because he's here when you unlock the settlement. I don't know if he counts as a resident or not. But it says 14 people. We have a cat. He's a little cat. There's plenty of food, plenty of water, power generator. Defense is not bad. I have a lot of turrets going here. But as you know, if you've watched other videos, I have a thing about safety. Again, it's that role-playing aspect. So I feel as if this were really the wasteland, which it is. You know, you would want things to be as safe as possible. And you know what? You can never have enough turrets posts here. I mean, I suppose I could build some up along the edges of the walls in here and stuff, up on stilts. Maybe on scaffolding or something. I could put lots of guard turrets or guard towers, guard spots all around, but I just opted to go with turrets instead because guards only give you 2 to your defense score, whereas a turret is going to give you anywhere from what, like 5 or 8 to 15 if you have missile turrets. So, you know, might as well put down a turret. It won't fill up your hotbar as quickly, I don't think, and it gives you much more bang for your buck. There's Deezer. I'm glad he didn't aggro on me like everyone else who lived here.
Hey, Deezer.
But you can get lemonade from him. I don't think I ever have drank the actual lemonade. I don't know if I trust it. I guess I thought that maybe Deezer would poison the lemonade or something, so I never did drink it. But anyway, so we have this little house here, a couple of turrets on it, nice little grill outside. Go up, kitty cat's bowl. Now this place Covenant comes with some nice beds, but the bed count is kind of screwed up. You'll see that it says 18, but at least 3 of those are messed up. There are 3 beds, and 2 of them I think are these ones on top, the way they've made the bunk beds. The residents don't have any way to climb into those beds, so like for a while, let's say I had, 14 people and exactly 14 beds, but it kept having the happiness go way down. And at nighttime, people would wander around like they had nowhere to sleep. And I realized it's because the people who were assigned to these upper beds were not able to get into them. Of course, I suppose I could assign the guards to the upper beds because the guards never sleep anyway. Maybe that would be a partial solution. But there's a bed in the other house that's kind of messed up too. Like nobody ever seems to sleep in it and you can't assign anyone to it. So anyway, the bed count's a little weird and it's a little off, and so I've had to add extra beds. That's my solution, is to put in some beds that, I have 3 or 4 beds too many, but now everybody seems to be happier and they have places to sleep. I built a couple of little, I guess they sort of look like sheds, don't they? A couple of little houses in between here. I put in some mute fruit just so that this hedge wouldn't look quite as weird right there. But this is just a little house. The scavenger lady lives in here. And there's another little house. Got a couple of people living in there. Nice lawn furniture. John loves to sit and interact with the environment. He really does. He interacts with the environment much more than McCready ever did. That's another reason I like him. So this house here, again, was already with the settlement. I threw down some mute fruit. When I've got these little like scrubby, see the little scrubby brown, like it's kind of dead bush there? I like to put in the mute fruits because it makes it look more like, you know, the bush is alive. Now in here, I think these 3 beds all came with the settlement, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because when you scroll over them, it just says exit. I can't scrap them or move them. And some of the furniture in here, I can't do anything with. So it is what it is, and you're stuck with it.
This beats me oral duties any day.
But that middle bed is the one that nobody ever seems to sleep in. So that one seems to be kind of useless. And it'll count with your bed count, but it won't make the residents happy. I put a clothing shop and a salon in here. And some more lights. It seems like a nice spot, doesn't it? He kind of looks like Deacon,
Out
doesn't
here,
he? A little
you
bit?
gotta take things one day at a time.
Yep.
We taught those raiders a lesson. We'll teach them again if they come back.
I like to put my clothing vendors in that ratty skirt. That's one of the things that I do so that when I see my settlers, I know what jobs they're assigned to. Now, strictly speaking, in my other settlements, I'll have the farmers will wear bandanas, and I have other little dress codes, like sometimes the doctors will have lab coats, that sort of thing. Now, she's got a bandana. See, she's a farmer with a bandana on. You can scrap that tree, but I just thought it was too cool. I didn't want to scrap it. I left it there. Now, she's a farmer, but she doesn't have a bandana on.
After a long day, nothing.
That's my scavenger. See, she's got a bandana on. One of the rare light blue, I think that's Jangles the Moon Monkey bandana.
Everything hurts.
Yeah. A little visor. But, and I built this gazebo in the center of town. This is a little thing that I actually built. The first one I built was in Far Harbor, which I have not toured yet. I'm still working on my settlements in Far Harbor. But I built a gazebo over in Far Harbor.
It's simple as that.
And I said, you know, that's kind of cool. I think Covenant would be the kind of place that would have a really sweet little gazebo in the center of town. And I'll tell you, John loves his gazebos. There are just so many places to sit. He gets excited and just has to sit everywhere. Alright, so let's keep going over here. I thought I put, oh right, I put the power generator back here. The town already has a whole bunch of power wires and a lot of lights that work and stuff, but you still have to build a generator if you want to put up more lights and turrets and such. And back here is that building I told you I built along the back border. It is the hospital, the clinic. And my doctor here does not have a white lab coat. He's wearing a suit and a bowler hat. Hello, no thank you.
Not today.
Very well.
I came to return your typewriter that didn't want to seem to stay on top of the desk. Let's see, junk, typewriter, drop, okay. See, his typewriter's supposed to be in here on his desk. But for some reason, and I think the that hot plate that I scrapped was supposed to be in here too. But for some reason it fell through.
Fixing up.
Stop initiating that conversation with me. Gosh, I wish they would fix that. I already told you no. So I have this nifty little hospital back here. I try to build a little medical center in all of my settlements. Oh, hey John. And then another little house that came with the settlement. This one is bakery. I mean, it's got, well, the bar. It's got a bar in it. But I imagine that the people of Covenant are a little too goody two-shoes. Aw, what happened here? Oh, I had all my sodas all lined up on the counter, and they just fell through. This is going to be something that you're going to hear me mention a lot in my videos, is that a lot of items seem to fall through
those raiders to pieces.
the tables and counters, and it's pissing me off. Look at that. Do you see all those things underneath there? Look at that. Why? Why is it doing that? I mean, even if I place them while in workshop mode, they should stay. They shouldn't fall through.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I did all that work placing all these sodas on the counter so it would look cool. And then I get here and they're just on the ground. Jesus. Fallout 4. You make me so mad sometimes. Seriously, like there's so many times when I'll walk into a settlement and the stuff's just fallen through tables and fallen through shelves and fallen through desks, and like, what's the point? What's the point of making a game? Oh, I don't want to start ranting. Where, you know, the bulk of the gameplay is messing with these settlements. I mean, let's be honest. Come on.
Raiders thought we were easy pickings.
You know, I mean, most of the time that you're going to spend on this game, it doesn't take a lot of time to get through the main quest line, right? So most of the time you're going to spend on this game is spent in these settlements. So what's the point of being able to build all these settlements and put all the little objects around and make them all cool if it's not going to stay where you put things? Oh, it's... makes me so mad. Well, anyway, so we have this little diner. Right? It's very nice. I think it was like a sheriff's office or something in the original settlement. See, there's still a safe in the corner underneath the plant. I tried to hide it. This nice little place. And I put the bathroom in here. So, there's a tub.
You got nothing to worry about.
Nice toilet and sink. Now I'm on PS4, so I don't have mods. That came with the Vault-Tec workshop. And when I got that unlocked, I said, you know what, I'm going to go give him a nice toilet here in Covenant. And we have this building.
Long day, nothing beats Deezer's lemonade.
I built like a little patio thing out here for the general store. Hello. And if you go in, dun, 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 it's got the general goods and a gun shop in the corner. Little desk and a drinking fountain over here. See, look, the clipboard. That was supposed to be on top, the desk. Goodies over here for people to buy.
You know what I call a good day? One that ends without an empty stomach.
Yeah, I think you're doing pretty well here in Covenant, buddy. A nice little gun shop corner. Sales counter. You could scrap that register, but I thought it was too cool. I wanted to leave it there.
Huh?
I wish they had registers in the workshop. But yeah, so there's... Now, you notice I've got this kind of merged with the counter. That took a little doing. Little tricksy, I guess. A little bit of a glitch or an exploit. But I basically built the gun stand, and then I put a piece of flooring, like just a regular piece of wood flooring next to it. And then when you're in workshop mode, here's the thing. You can click on an item, like an individual item, to move it, right? Or you can click and hold, and it'll highlight everything that's connected to each other. And see that it was highlighting, it was picking up this too as well. But yeah, when stuff's all connected together and you hold down the button, instead of just, you know, tapping it like that, if you hold it down, it's not going to do it now. Come on. You know, you'll get the whole thing, like everything that's touching. So I did that. I built the gun shop, I put some floor next to it, I held down the button, and then I dragged it in here, and I was able to get it to like merge or glitch through the countertop. And then, you know, placed it and removed the flooring that was connected to it, the piece of floor that was connected to it. So I suppose in theory I could do that with more that, you know, with maybe with the general store shop here and with other things, and bring it in and have 1, 2, 3, 4 across here. The cat likes to jump up on the counter here, so I leave that part empty because the cat will knock everything down like cats do. But anyway, yeah, so I could probably put in more shops, I just haven't done it. I just put in that guy. And he sleeps in this nice little sunroom. Isn't that nice? Oh, get out of workshop mode. Yeah, so, and then I put in the armor and weapons workbenches over here. The scavenger station. And that's Covenant. Not much to it. But it's a nice little spot. I could probably squeeze a few more people in. Like I said, if I put something back here, except I think I'm getting close to my hotbar being full. Yeah, up in the top right corner of that bar, it's almost completely full. So, I mean, I can have as many as, I think, 24 people living in the settlements because my charisma is very high. So I aim for about 20 people in each settlement. Oh, a little bit stuck there. I aim for about 20 people, but some settlements, they're just not, I mean, the hotbar just gets filled up too fast, and there's just no way. I'd have to go around and scrap a whole bunch of things in order to put in more beds for people, and I don't want to do that.
If you ain't been up to see Great Garden, you should go.
Because the point's not to have, you know, every single settlement be a ginormous settlement. I just like it, I like them to be realistic, so I don't want to get too crazy. This is probably pushing it. I mean, you know, with like 5, 6, 7 beds in here and a bunch of beds and little sheds and everything all crammed in here is probably kind of pushing the bounds of reality, but so I guess that's as big as it's going to get. That's as far as I'm going to go. Alright, cool. So that's Covenant. If you have any questions about this settlement, other settlements, how I build things, if you have any requests, compliments, comments, of course, you know, it's YouTube, so I'd rather avoid some of the nasty unpleasantness that happens here, but which is why I moderate comments. But you know, I do like to hear feedback and questions. I do answer questions. So if you enjoy hanging out with me, please like and subscribe, and join me for my next video, which will be a tour of Taffington Boathouse, and that will be a little bit of an awkward situation for me because Taffington is where McCready lives, and as I mentioned earlier, McCready and I are sort of divorced, so that will be interesting. Let's see what happens. But anyway, have a great day. See you later. Bye.